we're going to actually do this one a little backwards. So we podcasted with the Bro guys. They're a little behind on uploading it. So we're going to have a preseason podcast after this one. So some shit already went down. And so when we have the preseason, what we're excited about and stuff, it can actually kind of be cool because you can hear what's happened and then hear where we were at and what our mindsets were going into season.
Yeah.
Be kind of cool. But so I guess I'm tagged out, thanks to Brad, giving that bull a pass. And I guess the story behind it is what I really wanted to get into, but I kind of wanted to get into how the season's gone, what we've seen, what we've heard. And so basically, I guess give me your first week because it's just been over just a week of season. So what have you gone through so far? What have you noticed? What surprised you?
We've had action almost every day, except for, I think, maybe 2 days. Not a lot of bugling, though. It's more like spot and stock stuff, which I freaking suck at. I've proved that this year. But I don't know. Me and you got on them opening light, like first day.
Yeah, you made a good stock on a bull.
Kind of. I mean, it didn't. Not really. It never worked out.
Well,
so.
I mean, so we're hunting some really pressured stuff. Everything that we're hunting is pretty pressured.
Very.
And for example, Brad's opening day stock. How far were you from those bulls? Two 5 points.
I don't even remember. Honestly, is like
120.
Yeah, that sounds about right. 120 out of my way out of like.
Yeah,
my range.
You had to cut that distance in half.
Half,
almost.
Yeah.
And some weird cow calls started coming out of the creek. You thought it was me.
Yeah, I was looking for it.
And I'm just like watching it all go down through the binos up top.
What the fuck scared at?
Yeah. Why is he cow calling?
Why is he down here?
And it just they were right. So if you had the bulls, you and the cow calls, they were all in a straight line. So the elk looked right at you. Past you.
Also, that doe busted me.
Yeah.
Which kind of got them up on their feet, I think.
Yeah, because they were bedded.
They were bedded, which I wish I knew that beforehand because I totally would have switched up my game plan there. But.
Yeah, I mean, I was texting you. I think I texted you like 5 or 6 times. I'm like, you're screwed or something like that. I'm like, they got you. You're busted or whatever. I'm like, take this road, wrap around. And I'm like, I know he doesn't have service, but I'll try anyways just in case, somehow they get through. But it didn't work out. And then did we get on elk that night? I forget. Everything's kind of just meshed into one day for me.
Let me think about this.
I think we went our separate ways, didn't we? Because you drove, I drove.
I can't.
2 separate rigs.
Yeah. No.
I went and checked some spots. You went back home.
We both went back home.
Did we both go back home?
You went back home first because I was looking for you. After that, I got back to my truck. I was looking for you, and I couldn't find you.
So I went to go back to your truck. Then I went and checked a spot, got into a bear and some elk, and then went home.
Yep.
And I beat you off the mountain barely.
You did because I went and checked. Actually, I was going to go check another spot, and I ended up running into those guys.
Yeah.
Anyways, and bullshitted with them for an hour.
Yeah. And then I don't remember what happened that evening, but literally every day but one day we've been into elk. And I only went out for an evening because I had to work that day.
Yeah. Yep. Yesterday was epic. And kind of epic. I mean, it's
epically frustrating.
Yeah. It's cool seeing big bulls like that.
I was talking to a buddy of mine today, and I'm like, yeah, we were within 20 or 30 yards, but we never saw what they were. We don't even know when they left because they were quiet.
I don't think they left.
I don't think
they're
left
still
either.
there.
Yeah. And, I didn't really smell them when we were in them either. But we heard them popping around, moving around. We heard some cow calls, a spike doing some weird shit. And so we know we were in elk. We spotted them. That's how originally we got on them. And, man, there was a really big bull, really nice 5 in that herd. I don't know what the numbers would be, but if conservatively, I'd say a 250, 5 point.
Yeah, I would say 250 minimum. It's hard to say until he's on the
right.
ground. I mean, you could shoot him and shit. He might have the time length and be a 260 class bull.
Right. I mean, his fronts looked average, but his tops looked really good.
Tops were huge. For a 5,
Yeah.
man. He was
Dark
nice.
horned, ivory tipped, just
Good frame.
exactly what you want. And I don't
Nice.
know. If, he looked like super symmetrical too.
Too. Really wide at the top. It
Yep.
looked like
Yeah.
stud.
Well, he wasn't fired up except for the fact that he was glunking as he was moving. He was raking trees, and he was kind of checking a few of his cows. Would not talk, dude.
No.
Not at all. I mean, we did everything you're supposed to. Got in close, got in on his herd, and we just could not get a freaking peep out of this bull or his herd, really.
No.
I mean, his herd was just talking amongst themselves.
Talking a little bit like when we were watching him from a distance, but once we moved in, I think they heard us.
I think
And maybe
one of them
weight
smelled
is-
us.
Yeah, that will for sure one smelled us. I mean, that's no doubt.
What sucks is that we don't know which one that was.
It's probably the pole.
Knowing our luck.
Oh shit!
But so day 2, so no shots on day 1 for you or me.
I haven't drawn back my bow.
You haven't drawn?
No,
Oh, that's right.
Tomorrow I might
You
just
knocked
go
an
do it
arrow
for fun.
yesterday,
Just
though.
draw back so I could say I drew back.
So you've been, but you've been knocked up.
I've been knocked up quite a bit.
Sounds pretty gay.
Yeah.
Might need to rephrase that a little bit.
I've knocked an arrow
There we go.
a few times this season.
There we go.
That's much better.
So day 2, I don't remember.
Brings me back to those cream pies you were eating yesterday, man. Never mind.
That's the
Keep,
second time.
keep
That's
going.
the second time I've done that.
What's that?
Asked you if you want.
Don't want no cream pies, man.
Oh man. Yeah. Whoever stole that word for another industry really screwed that brand of cookie. Because that's a fantastic cookie.
This is getting weird.
Oh,
Anyways,
man.
what's going on with the elk?
So
Why do me and you talk about some interesting things?
we talk about some weird shit.
We do. Okay, back to the elk. I just
Okay.
wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, if anybody ever goes hunting with us, we're probably gonna scale like Corey when he came out with us that one day. I guarantee he's never coming back.
Like we've talked about some interesting things.
Yeah.
Like pegging. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. Let's go back to the elk hunting. I
So
like
elk hunting day 2. I don't. You're gonna have to remember for me, dude. I don't.
that. Dude,
remember.
I'm not really fresh on anything other than the last couple of days because that's where all the excitement really kicked off.
Yeah. Well, day 2, I think for me, I either snuck in and tried to shoot one of those 5s in basically the same spot, and made a stock, got where I wanted, and they just fed up like to the freaking road. It's like I would not have bet my bottom dollar they would have done that. But same spot again, third attempt. We had a different bull, did the same shit, fed up right up to the road, except this time we were on the road and putting a stock on him. And actually had a listener, I think he listens to the podcast, guy named Colin, super cool dude. Congrats on your bull, Colin, by the way. He drove up on us right at shooting light dark. And I'm like, I need like another 20 or 30 yards maybe. And these elk aren't really paying attention. I was about ready to get it. And I had an arrow knocked. And so when he pulls up on me, elk go flying off into the woods. And he pulls up and he's like, hey, I recognize you. And I'm putting my arrow back in my quiver. And basically he's like, I screwed you, didn't I? I was like, yeah, but it's all good. So just, shit like that. That was the third attempt on killing a bull that we had this season. And just silly little scenarios like that where it just didn't go our way. We had a lot of bad luck, just things that didn't go our way that normally should or would.
Right.
And so just all this bad luck's just like compounded throughout the season. And I say that because the way that we killed my bull, the pendulum just swaying so hard, and honestly, it's swaying way back too far in our direction. That shit will never happen again. What happened on my bull?
Everything went wrong, but we still made it happen.
I just wish we had we have my phone, obviously. I wish we had a camera guy just to show people how retarded.
It's like Dumb and Dumber out there, man.
It seriously was. It seriously was. We'll get into that story here, but so Brad has to work. I'm hunting every day after work, and I locate this bull who's bugling with cows, and decided not to make a play because the wind and everything wasn't good. And this is what, Thursday night? Last Thursday night?
Yeah, it was Thursday because you killed that Friday. So,
Yeah, so we go back in there. I end up missing, or I go back in there, end up missing a bull. I don't really want to get into why, because honestly, I'm the one shooting the bow. It's my fault. I shouldn't have missed. But I was practicing with some arrows and took a couple out of my quiver to have some more arrows to practice with, and I put the wrong quiver back in the arrow to the broadhead. And the only reason I know is because it wasn't numbered, and I numbered all my hunting arrows. So
amateur.
Yeah, I mean, I have all this tuning and processes to make sure shit like that doesn't happen, and then me being not on point that day. Apparently, I put the wrong arrow in my quiver with a broadhead on it, and that's magically the 1 in 5 chance. That's the one I grabbed, and made a beautiful stock on a nice 5-point, a little bit bigger than the one I shot probably, and 55 yards. Had no idea I was there, missed, and went back home with my tail between my legs, and then came back up the few hours later with Brad. And Brad's like, what were you said, when I told you where that bull was, what did you say?
I'm trying to recall. Did I come up that night?
Or was it the next?
It was the next day.
No. It was that night. Because I was pissed. I missed that bull. I was freaking hot. And I was shooting my bow when we met.
That's the day you killed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I missed a bull that day.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was the day before for some reason. That's right. You, I'm all fucked up.
Yep.
You
I missed a bull.
heard the bull, went back in there the next day,
Yep.
missed. Okay,
missed. And then I met you on the mountain. I was shooting my bow because I was pissed.
Right.
And I was trying to find the arrow, because I have multiple arrows that are numbered now because I have last year's arrows in the box. And so it's like, God damn it. It was just a cluster of epic proportion. So I was just basically just grabbing arrows again because I don't remember which number it was. And I was just trying to find an arrow that was shooting that I had tuned, and found one. And long story short, have a full quiver of arrows again. But you met me back on the mountain. You're like, I know where those elk are going.
Yeah. Just from previous years.
Right.
I mean, that's the sweet thing about that ridge system. You can, if they're there, you can find them.
Yeah.
Usually. I mean.
So I guess walk us through what did we do to locate the bull again? Walk us through that.
So yeah, I just left my truck at the bottom, drove Garrett's rig up on top, and we dropped off this pretty gnarly face, got in there, a lot of elk sign, and just kind of bugling in every little nook and cranny we can on the way down, and just worked our way down this ridge.
How hard was the wind, do you think?
Very windy.
Very windy.
So when it's that windy, you kind of question, do the elk hear me?
How effective is your calling? Yeah.
Yeah. Can the elk hear me, or can I hear them?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we weren't too sure, if it was going to work out, but worked our way down to my truck, got in the truck, and, just kind of playing ball. I don't know. What did we do? Oh, we went to the next ridge. I'm like,
dude, we covered almost 4 miles after everything was said and done.
Well, we went to the next ridge because I was thinking, man, if they're not here, they could be on this next ridge.
Right.
And we drove over there and walked out the road and just kind of do what we do, bugling off high points and trying to get an answer. And we're smelling elk there.
Yeah.
And
saw a rub.
We were checking the wind, and the wind was kind of actually coming up from above us at that point when you smelled them.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of thought, man, they're probably up there, but we still walked out and did our calling how we do, and got back to the truck, and I was like, well, let's go over here, because I have had bugles over here, and it just made sense. I'm like, let's just keep going out ridge hopping until we catch up with them.
Right.
And if we don't catch up with them, then who fucking knows where they're at,
right.
So we're driving up that ridge, and they kind of, I think it's a new clear cut, 1 or 2 years old, or was that last year?
It was last year.
Last year. Yeah, so a fairly new unit just down the road. So they actually put a landing in this timber patch. We weren't in the clear cut when this happened, but they put a landing for, they're probably going to log it this winter or something, or next year.
Yeah.
We pull up on this landing in the timber, and out of the corner of my eye, I'm like, oh shit, there's some elk right there.
As you're driving down the road.
As we're driving down the road. So we drive up on these elk, and They're what, 200 yards away?
A little over 200. Yeah.
And Garrett's glassing him. I'm like, are they looking at us? And he's like, no, I don't think they were they?
Well, when you pulled up, back up a second. When you pulled up, you shut the truck. You put it in park and shut the truck off.
Yes,
And,
like
and
normal.
as soon as you do that, there's a bull screaming out your window.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Two actually.
Yes.
Well, one was bugling a couple times, and then there's like a satellite
Up
off.
on the hill.
And we got this herd of elk in the road. It's a bunch of cows.
Yeah, and they're all looking at us when you pull up.
Yeah, and there's a spike in the road.
Yeah.
And,
We're like, shit.
we're sitting there making sure they're not looking at us. And were they or no?
They were looking at us when we
Were
pulled
they?
up and you shut your truck off.
Didn't take them long, though, to go back to doing
A
what they're
minute?
doing.
Well, yeah,
And-
barely cared.
I pulled my keys out, put them on the center, like on my center console for whatever reason.
Oh.
And this bull feeds out off, out of the timber into the road. And Garrett's like sitting there glassing, and he goes down with the binoculars and puts his arms down and bumps my key fob. And the honk. And we're like, what the fuck?
Damn
dude?
it.
Dang it.
I looked at Brad. I'm like,
Was that
was
me?
that me?
I'm like, yes, sir.
Yeah, and at this point, Brad is a shooter, and I'm like, "Fuck, I am such a dick. I'm a piece of shit. I just ruined Brad's opportunity at a herd bull, and I'm just like, oh my god, tell me this is not how it ends, please."
Well, they calmed down. I mean, 10, 15 minutes, they went back to feeding, and we're sitting there like coming up with an idea like, all right, they're in the road. What do we need to do?
Right.
We came up with a plan. Let's wait for them to feed into the timber. When they get in the timber, we'll, get out the passenger side, which was Garrett's side, and
Yeah.
kind of stalk up the road. So that's kind of what happened. The bull and cows disappeared into the timber, but there was the spike in the road, and we ended up getting out, and I told Garrett, I'm like, hey man, this is your call. We can bust the spike off, or we can try to, tiptoe around him.
Yeah.
And Garrett made the call to push that spike out of there, and luckily that spike ran off in the opposite direction where the herd was. But I kind of thought that was going to happen. What actually happened? So when we pushed that spike out of there, the bull instantly, he comes out to see what's going on. Like
Yeah.
he heard that spike run off, so he comes up and
We're in the ditch, basically.
basically
Out the
yes,
road, out in the
yes.
open, with no
And-
cover.
No cover. And the bull comes out and just freaking pegs us right in the middle of the road.
Yep.
And did we kneel down? I can't
We were
remember.
kneeled down.
We knelt down.
kneeled down because you're like, hey.
I saw him coming out, and I'm like, Garrett, get
Yeah.
down, get down. And
Yeah. So we both kneel down. I'm arrow knocked.
arrow knocked, but you're still how far at that point? 100
We're
yards?
150 yards from that bull.
Yeah. And he barks at us. And, just naturally, I'm like, I got to get in the timber.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to bust.
Yeah, I told him I was like, we're screwed.
So
This
I
is
did,
over. This is done.
some ninja warrior shit into the brush.
It was probably one of the top 5 funniest things I've ever seen in my life, because I'm like looking at the bull, and then I'm like looking behind me at Brad, and then he just like ninja roll lunges into the brush.
You can't learn that. That's
You
you're
can't
born
teach
with that
Yeah.
capability, man.
I've never seen that before in my life.
I don't, yeah, I wish we had that on film. That's good stuff.
It was. I was laughing as you did that. I was like, "What is he?" I told him, like, "What do you have to lose? The bull's barking at you. You're
Yeah.
not going to walk up to it."
Well, in my mind,
it was over.
with experience, it's over with. That bull's gonna sit there for who knows how long, but he's not coming in.
He's not.
He's
no.
gonna bark at you, and he's gonna lose interest, or he's gonna bust. One or the other.
Right.
Probably gonna bust. So the funny thing is that bull watched me do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was watching you jump into the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as soon as I hit the timber, I just started bugling just to see him. I'm like, man, maybe we can trick this guy.
Yeah.
And I started raking a tree right away, and I look over at Garrett. Like, when I looked at Garrett, in my mind, I'm like, dude, he's going to, like, throw his hands up and be all pissed off because the elk ran off. But he's not. I'm like, looking at him, he's, like, pointing up, like, for me to push in on the cows.
That was after about 2 or 3 minutes of you bugling.
It did take a while for you, but you're like, giving these hand signals, and I'm like, I have no fucking idea what you're saying, man. Like,
So, yeah, what I was seeing is as soon as Brad started doing that, all that calling and stuff, the bull licked his lips and started coming in. I was like, there's no goddamn way this bull's going to walk all the way up in the road after he saw us.
right.
Saw Brad ninja roll into the trees. Like, what is he doing, first of all? But, whatever. And so he hung up at about 100 yards to, 90 yards. And now he's just like focused on Brad's sounds. And so the cows were off on Brad's side of the road. The wind was blowing from our right to left, which means the wind was blowing. If the bull came up to Brad, he would have been able to win Brad. Mm-hmm. And so my thinking was I was like, I said, Brad, push in on his cows really fucking hard. Mm-hmm. And he did. Like, I don't know if you ran up there, but
I
covered some serious
ground quick, and I just kind of did what Garrett said. I pushed in closer to his cows and super thick where I was. So that bull, I had a big, thick, like 20-yard wide section of thick shit, rhododendrons and fucking who knows, all kinds of shit. And anyways, that bull came in.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know what he might have been trying to look down at me.
He was looking over at you, but when you pushed in and you started getting in his personal space, he came in another 25 yards to get level with you almost, and then started raking a tree off of the road. Like, he was on the road standing, and there's a tree right on the side.
Right.
And he was like almost level with. He is probably 20 to 25 yards from you.
Yeah, and I just started making bull noises and raking, and next thing you know, Garrett's like fucking happy as shit, and I'm like, no way did that just work.
The bull turned. So the bull came into 65, turned broadside. I'm ranging him, and I'm just like, there's no way in hell this is happening. But here we go. And had the narrow knocked. He turned a little quarter two, was starting to, just getting a little antsy. I think he had him a little worried. And I think he just maybe he knew something was up, because it just seemed like he realized he fucked up when I was drawing on him, and put the pin right behind the shoulder. And right when I was thinking, all right, anytime the bow goes off, it's like perfect. Like, I came over the bank and I'm like, he shoots, he scores, or something stupid like that. And Brad's like, what? I'm like, I just shot that bull, dude. And you're like, no way did that just work. I'm like, no, give me a hug. And I'm like, oh, I smoked him, perfect shot, da-da-da-da-da. And I didn't see my arrow hanging out of him. So I either got to pass through or it's something. And but I 100% smoked him. And as we're talking up on the road, we hear crashing, and we both assumed, we heard some coughing or something.
Thought we heard a cough.
Yeah, so we're like, he just crashed, he's coughing, he's dead. So, but let's go get some help. And so yeah, that was just crazy. I still cannot believe that bull had 3 opportunities justifiably to spook. Once when we drove up on his herd, mm-hmm. Once when he busted us in the road, and once when we honked the horn on the truck. Because once we honked the horn on the truck, he shut up. He heard us.
Oh yeah, for sure. That just goes to show you too. Like, you can fool them, like their eyesight, their you can call at them, but you won't fool their nose. Like,
no. Yeah. Well, when I told you the point I wanted to also bring across, and it's not to pat ourselves on the back or anything. It's just, it's just something that everything was a calculated risk. And when you shouldn't even have an opportunity to bull, you're ready to go full retard. So I was like, when I told Brad to push in really hard on his cows, in my head, I'm like, either Brad doesn't have his bow and he's going to get a 10-yard shot at that bull, or that bull's going to try and wind him and he's going to come right into me. Well, right. He came 65 yards and then turned broadside. So it did work. Brad, you were 20, 25 yards from that bull when I shot him. And so, I mean, that was the thought process of because he hung up, of Brad pushing in on his cows. And that was the only skilled thing that really happened, was your calling. And then that was the one good decision. Like, your decision to jump in the brush was pretty funny. It was the best decision of that whole hunt. But pushing in on his cows is what killed that bull, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. And so long story short, we go back, we get a buddy, we come back, and we're smelling them, and we find them pretty quickly. 60 yards off the road, would you say, or maybe?
Yes, maybe 70.
Maybe 70. Yeah. And that arrow is sticking right where I thought it should. It's sticking out through his guts because it was a .2 shot. It was just hanging in by the fletchings, but when we flipped him over, I hit him like 3 ribs from the back rib. Like, it was pretty far back. And I'm looking at the angle of the arrow, and I'm like, oh, I had to have got a lung because there's lung blood coming out of the gut hole.
Yeah, there's bubbles.
Yeah, big, bubbly, foamy blood. And I'm like, dude, like, I've never seen that before.
It's coming
lung
out
bubbles coming out of the guts.
that far back.
Yeah. I mean, it was almost in front of his hip. But second of all, I'm like, how'd the bull expire? Because I know we got one lung. Maybe I did get both lungs, but it was just seemed like it would have been a little far back to get both lungs.
Yeah, but once you get back there a ways too, they got so many arteries and stuff back
Yeah.
there. You probably hit one of those.
Once we opened him up, the blood just gushed
Yeah.
out.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I hit something really bad because he died within a minute.
Yeah, I mean, even liver shots. A liver shot's not that great.
No.
Like, it takes a while for them to die. I mean, that bull died like right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
he had time to run 70 yards.
It was like a heart shot.
Yeah.
I mean, he died just as quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
died very quick.
I told Brad, I'm like, man, I was really confident about that. I'm like, just throw everything I told you out the window about my confidence. But I just can't believe how it worked out like that.
Yeah, it was pretty epic.
Insane.
That will never happen again.
No, I mean, I had an Onyx track of it. It was over 3 miles before we made our last hunt. We did about another third of a mile in, third of a mile in, third of a mile out. So you're almost 4 miles worth of covering ground just to literally drive into the herd on the road.
Yep. And I don't know, you just got to put in the work. If we didn't do all that work, we would not have drove up on those elk.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, even if we probably would have drove up earlier that day, if we weren't hiking, we probably would have done that, but the elk would not have been there.
Right.
I mean, everything was meant to be.
It just was crazy because I went from like just wanting to break my arrow over my knee in the morning and just I could not fathom ever missing an animal. Like it doesn't even cross my mind, especially a 55-yard unaware animal. And I know that sounds cocky and arrogant and stuff, but I shoot my bow.
Shot.
I shoot my bow.
Now me, yeah, I could probably
You're a
see
good shot. I've seen you shoot.
Yeah, I'm not near as good as you. I mean, I could hit an animal for sure. I would say out to 60, but after that, I'm kind of flirting with it. I think.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't shoot near as much as you.
Yeah, I don't. I earn the confidence. I don't.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think confidence and arrogance is a fine line, but justifiably, I earn my confidence. You build confidence by doing something over and over again and gain. That's how you gain confidence.
Right.
So I mean, I literally was just thinking. I'm like, every time I draw back my bow, I'm thinking in my head. It's not the shot process. I'm like, you are dead. I'm taking you home with me. That's what is going through my mind when I'm drawing back on a bull or a buck or whatever. And it just shook. It really shook my confidence missing that bull. And when I went back to my truck and hit a bullseye with another arrow in my quiver, I was like, okay, so let's try the arrow that I missed with, put a broadhead on it, and it skipped into the Reinhardt at 52 yards. So I was like, okay, my confidence is back, but I got some issues. I need to fix something that I did wrong here. But so long story short, there's a lot of bad luck this year, but we've been on bulls a lot this year. It's just not the bugling action that you want.
Still early, man. I'm telling you, I got it down to a science. 11th comes. Sorry, when the 11th gets here, it's game on. Sorry, I'm freaking tired. I just got off work and I'm stuttering and spitting and sound like a fucking idiot. But so this next weekend, shit's gonna pick up, man.
I think you're gonna kill a bull next week.
I hope, man.
You have the rest of the season off.
I think I've told you this. We've talked about this. Dude, I'm nervous. I feel like this is my year. This is my year to not fucking get one.
Really?
Yeah. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
I don't know where that's coming from, but I'm just like, dude, like it's going to one of these years I'm not going to get a bull, and I don't know. I hope that's not the case.
I open my big fat mouth like I seem to do way too often. And I kept telling you, I'm like, I have a feeling it's my year to kill my biggest bull.
Yeah.
But I was also saying,
got to pass on those ones.
I know, man. I was
But,
also
dude,
saying he better walk out quick.
But look at you now. Like, you fucking stress is off the shoulders.
Yeah, I was just telling Kim that. I'm like
sitting at home, fucking
chilling.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like sweating it.
Yeah.
Still early, though. I'm going to be able to hunt the last 16 and a half days.
And we have a
And
big
if I
bull
can't get it
located.
done in 16 and a half days, I probably shouldn't be out there bow hunting. I mean, I should probably hang it up.
Well, the problem with having the ability and the confidence to go out and get it done, there's so many other factors outside of the hunter, fire, restrictions, rain.
Oh, yeah. Like, I think, what is it? Saturday is supposed to be 102.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
But right after that's going to
back down into the low 80s.
back down into the low
50s and
Yeah.
80s.
Yep.
That'll
So
be
it's
killer.
gonna be
That's
gonna be epic.
I was looking at the weather. I'm like, that's going to be the week Brad kills a bull.
I hope so, man.
If you kill one in 102 degree weather, that's going to really suck.
Yeah, probably just stay home that day.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like I have a really good feeling that we're going to get a shot on film and that it's going to be a freaking tank.
That'd be sick. I'm not too I don't care about the shot. I just want to kill a bull, man. Like, I mean, the filming process.
Right.
I don't care about that. That would be sweet to have, but dude, I just hope I get it done. And it doesn't even have to be a big bull, man. Like, the biggest reason I passed on that bull with you, I felt that's your bull. You found that bull.
Yeah.
So I'm not a dickhead.
No. Well, I mean, I missed the bull that morning. I was like, well, Brad's up. You know.
Yeah, that's cool of you to say that, but it's your bull, man, and that's what friends do. Like, I don't know. I've talked about it with you. Like, my old hunting buddies, like, they're always shooter. And I got sick of that shit. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm putting in so much work. I probably put in more work than most people.
I
but-
would 100% agree
but-
with that.
They're still shooter. Fuck you. Sorry, man.
I've been on. I call it being on the wrong side of the bugle
Yeah.
for many years, and I was happy to do it. I'd never complained. I don't think.
I never complain. I mean, I'm not a complainer. I'm
Yeah.
complaining right now, but I wouldn't say
Right.
it to their face. I mean, they're my friends. Like, I guess I get it a little bit. Like, you always want to be the one that kills a bull, but it's like,
I get
shit,
it.
dude. Like,
I get it, but at the same time, I don't.
I'm not that kind of guy. Like, dude, I got just as much excitement out of you killing your bull. I mean, maybe not quite as much, but dude, I was jacked. Like, I get stoked. I just like putting elk on the ground, man.
Me too.
Like,
Yeah.
we probably should add one more guy to our duo here.
Yeah, just for a camera.
Or just, I mean,
Packer.
dude, you need 3 guys, like, especially like for packing meat. Like, it's a team effort. I think James would be a cool dude to have. Or
Oh yeah, well, and he puts in the work too.
James is
He's
a bad dude.
up there all the time.
He's out there just as much as us.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I'm at right now. I just lost all train of thought.
So I guess you work till Friday and then you're off.
I work until Friday, and then I usually put in a half day Friday, and then
Do you really?
it's game on.
So while I'm trying to be a good hunting partner, I was gonna go out tonight and go look. I'm like, nah. I mean, we really need to get this podcast out while it's fresh.
Yeah, exactly. Last year we waited for a while.
Yeah.
And like
Didn't work.
recapped, and I'm like, dude, I forgot everything.
Yeah, because we're already forgetting days.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
here. I mean, there's action that we've completely skipped over.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But so we have to get these out. So tomorrow I'll be going out looking for you for
That's
a bull.
badass. I like having Garrett as a friend. He gets to work in the woods. I get an elk report every day.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll be up every evening until probably Brad kills a bull. Although Thursday I have a wine tasting thing I have to go to with my wife.
That sounds gay. Screw that.
It's like this music and the vine thing for her work, so I have to go. But I also get to go and get drink for free and get drunk.
Kim gonna listen to this?
Probably.
I'm just joking.
She's probably
Sounds-
listening to it right now.
I know. Sounds fucking rad.
Nah, man,
That's badass.
You're jealous you can't go.
I am. Dude, I like to get drunk every now and then.
Yeah, on wine though.
No?
Wine is
no.
a different drunk. I think it's the sugars. It fucks you up.
Dude, I don't drink much. Like, I feel like I'm fairly fit. Like, when I drink, I fucking drink. It's like, it's game on.
Really?
Yeah.
You and I have never drinking together.
No.
We drink a few. We put one away on my.
No whiskey for this guy. Well, that's a real thing. I get wild as hell on whiskey. I don't know what it is. Like that's a real
Really?
thing. Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing we didn't drink more whiskey on the mountain.
Yeah.
Brad brought, or
James.
James brought this. Did you get it from Garth or Caleb or Corey?
That Corey kid.
Corey.
Yeah, Corey.
Where the hell did he find that shit?
I don't know.
I can't drink whiskey
No.
to save my life.
I'm a beer guy.
I will
honestly.
say Apple Crown is good.
Really? You like that stuff?
I like it with apple cider vinegar. Or apple cider vinegar. I like it with apple cider.
That sounds like apple cider vinegar.
No.
I know.
Leave the
I
vinegar
get
out.
it now. I'm like, that sounds gross. That sounds gross.
Oh, man. My signature drink for all of you listening, trust me, I don't tell you to go out and buy shit. Buy some Apple Crown. Buy some sparkling apple cider. And do like 1 to 2 shots and 3 to 4 times that amount in holy shit. It's a date rape drug. You could barely taste the alcohol.
Coffee.
It's freaking delicious. Does Penny drink?
Yeah, she does every now and then.
I'll tell you what.
We're kind of on the same page. Like we used to be party animals back in the day.
I'm
but
gonna buy you.
Once you have kids, you tend to like lay off the sauce.
the sauce. Well, I'm gonna buy you a bottle of each, and I'm going to implore you guys to drink.
I'll try it. I'm not afraid to try new things, but dude, I'm telling you right now, like if I get hammered on whiskey, dude, clothes come off. I get weird, wild, not like weird. Like I just like
Not gonna like show you
running around like
everybody.
crazy man. Like yeah, like I just
You're not gonna go out and get a random tattoo like people we know.
like my brothers.
Yes.
No, dude, I hope not. I got better taste in tattoos than that. Those are bad.
Can you tell us what those tattoos are?
Yeah, my brother Brandon. So Brandon's 21. He's got "fuck I'm drunk" tattooed right on the forearm where everyone can see it, and it looks like shit.
It does. It looks like a prison tattoo. Sorry, Brandon.
Yeah, it's terrible. The apostrophe, though, I give credit to the artist because he put the apostrophe in between the I and the M. So
Did
I
he
mean,
really?
that's pretty good, right?
I mean, was the tattoo artist drunk too?
Probably. I'm assuming so. And then Dylan, my little brother Dylan, he's 22, 23, somewhere in there. He's got pot leaf. Yep, on the forearm.
I've got a cousin with a pot leaf on his left nipple.
Left nipple, right on. Hey, at least you can cover that up.
Yeah, that's true.
Like-
With a shirt.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, I don't know, man. I got a lot of friends that have crazy tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, some of my buddies had got tattoos on their nipple
Really?
of teardrops, and I was not there that night. I'm so thankful.
What?
I am so glad I was not there that night 'cause I probably would have done it.
If you had to get another tattoo, what would it be?
I got lots of tattoo plans.
Well, you have a lot of tattoos already too, though.
I mean, on my arms.
What's
but
your next tattoo?
I don't know. I want to get one for my kids. Like I was thinking one. I got Axel's name right here, but one for my daughters.
That'd be
I don't
cool.
know. I kind
You
of got
should
it planned
probably
out.
do that before they start asking questions.
Oh, they always ask me like, Dad, when are you gonna get a tattoo for me? I'm like, yeah, soon. So
Copy.
I don't know. I got quite a few planned out, but
I wouldn't mind getting a tattoo. I just feel like I don't have that body type that should get a tattoo. Where I'm skinny.
we're getting in shape this winter,
Oh, I'm gonna get shredded.
dude. We're getting
Yeah.
hitting the gym hard. Like I've taken off basically probably 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
And dude, I can already tell a difference. Like I'm leaning out, but my arms are shrinking, and that's
My
not
arms
go.
have shrink a lot.
I
since-
hate that, dude.
Since July.
The good thing though, that comes back pretty quick.
Does it
Muscle
for you?
muscle memory, yeah, it comes back really quick. But
Muscle
yeah,
memory
we're
would be
gonna
nice.
be hammering the
Yeah.
gym.
I'm gonna have abs again.
Yeah,
It's been like 5 years since I've had abs.
really, dude. I was
I
pretty.
used to have 8.
I was pretty shredded when I was like 21. I mean, I'm not fat. Like I have a flat stomach.
I'm
Like,
not fat.
I'm not like
I'm
washboard ab, but
I'm a skinny kid with a belly at this point.
should we be talking about elk?
I have like
We
a
totally
dad
went-
bod. I have a dad bod with no kids.
We totally went off the chart.
People like it.
Yeah, whatever you want to talk
I
about.
have a dad bod without kids, which means I'm fat. That's just a nice way of saying it.
Oh yeah.
But
I don't think you're that fat, dude.
Dude, I have a fucking slab.
Like
right
a
here.
skinny fat guy?
Yeah, I'm a skinny fat guy.
Skinny fat guy. It's just the belly.
I am the kid who was crazy metabolism in high school, and then it just shut off when he turned 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, I have shitty eating habits because I never had to.
Dairy Queen, dude.
Ever.
It'll do it to you.
Dude, I started cutting out the blizzards.
That's good. Just
get a
the chicken
coupon.
strips, man. Just the chicken strips.
That's protein.
Chicken strips, and that sounds like Jorge Masvidal. Say, I eat Taco Bell instead of. Have you ever heard that?
No.
Masvidal, he's a UFC fighter.
Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah, he eats like KFC and McDonald's, but he started eating Taco Bell because it's healthier because it has lettuce in the tacos.
That's why he fucking sucks. He hasn't won since he knocked out Askren, has he?
Oh,
I like
don't know.
Masvidal, but I don't like how he's like just me. I'm a badass.
Is that the last guy he beat?
I think it was Askren.
Really?
I mean, it's been a while since I've seen him win anything.
I'm trying to think of who he fought after that. He fought Usman.
He got knocked out. He fought Colby.
He fought Usman twice.
Got shut off. Yeah.
Colby Covington, and then I think, but he fucked Covington up after the fight, didn't he?
In a bar.
At a bar, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the real fights take place, man.
He probably got sucker punched.
Probably.
So if you have my bowl walk out again,
It's going down.
it's going down.
Yeah.
Smaller than my bowl.
Dude, if we call anything in, it's going down.
Really?
If Colin's
So-
like,
It's not that you didn't want my bowl. You just felt like you felt like it was my bowl.
that's what I felt
I
like.
see.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, because when you were like, I don't know if I want that bowl, I'm like, hey man, if you don't want it, I will totally shoot it. But it's your shooter.
Don't get me wrong, man. As soon as was that yesterday? The Big Five?
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as that thing walked out, I'm like, dude,
Well,
thank
you'd
God.
be silly not to shoot that.
Thank God I still have a tag in my pocket because
I'm like, I'm so glad I don't have a tag in my pocket. I just have anxiety, dude.
I do too. Another thing is that sweet. I have that other tag to fall back on.
That's true.
So I mean, I will be upset with myself if I don't punch my tag, but at least I'll have 2 more weeks in January,
Right.
and I think I could get it done on a small bowl at least in that
Technically, that would mean you didn't
that
kill a
hunt.
bull in 2022.
in 2022. Yeah,
But you could kill 2 bulls in 2023,
yeah.
which is cool.
I don't want to talk about that. It's gonna happen, man. We're gonna
I'm not
get
even.
one. We're gonna get one.
I'm not worried about it because I know that you're going to do the work. And
I'm putting in the work. If I don't, that's the one thing about me and you.
Yeah.
If we don't tag out, dude,
We did everything.
we
possible.
did everything possible. Like both of us. I mean, we're both like on the same mindset. Like
Yeah.
we let it all hang out.
Yeah.
I mean, we're obviously not today. I mean, I got off work, didn't really have time to go up on the mountain anyways.
Right.
So we're doing this, but man, we are out there getting it.
Right.
There really is no downtime. I had to come back to work so I could rest. Honestly.
Yeah, I know.
I'm being
I know
serious.
exactly what you're talking about. It's like, God damn it, I'm tired of getting up at 4:30.
Yeah.
But I kissed my wife, or she kissed me. Doesn't really matter. But she, right as the season, like the night before season, she's like, "I'll miss you." Like I'll be gone hunting the whole month. Like pretty much even October, dude, because it's deer season in October. I got a rifle
Dude,
tag.
I don't even care about deer anymore. This is my last year hunting deer for a long time.
Bow, rifle, or just
What's that?
with a bow or a rifle? Or just
I'm bow hunting this year, but my kids are going to be doing the mentor thing. So
Oh, that's right.
I don't, dude. I've killed a lot of deer,
Wow, but what if mule deer?
not mule deer.
How many points do you have?
I don't know, dude. I probably 5 deer points or something.
Really? We're
I
gonna
got
have to
7
go.
elk points.
We're gonna have to like go to Idaho or Wyoming or Colorado and kill some muleys.
I'm down with that. See, we can do that.
October antelope in Wyoming would be sweet.
Yeah, that would be epic. The problem for me is just getting the time
Yeah, that's right.
because I try to use all my vacation in elk season.
September.
That's all I care about.
We could do it. We could do it in a 4. You have a 5-day weekend, like so you take off 3 days.
I can have a 5-day weekend anytime.
You just don't get paid.
I'll get sick. I got like six sick days.
Next October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, be sick, and we'll go to Wyoming and we'll kill.
It's not about getting sick this week.
If I find a bull, you might be sick.
If I got sick this week, I'd have 3 weeks off.
Honestly, I want to go out tomorrow. Call you at like fucking 5:30. Like,
Yeah.
don't go home. Come on up.
I hope so.
Let's
That'd
go.
be sweet.
Let's go.
That's what we're hoping for.
It'll happen. I'm not even really worried about it.
I'm not
mainly-
too worried about it. I mean, we've had a pretty epic season so far.
We've done better than most people.
Well, dude, like even last year, I think we have been in elk probably more this year than we were last year. This early.
I've had closer encounters, but I've had 10% of the bugles.
Right. Yeah. This is. Yeah, it's different that in that sense. We've had more spot and stock opportunities. I can't fucking talk today.
You see how many bulls have been killed spot and stock?
Yeah.
Most of them were like
probably
9
almost all of them.
little ones. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much all of them have been. Well, we technically called mine in, but
That was a legit call-in.
was it?
Yeah.
He was bugling and everything. I mean, that was the second night he was.
I mean,
hot.
I did
You called him in.
call
to
him in
range.
that like extra distance you needed to get the arrow.
You called him
into
in for a total of 40 yards. I mean, somewhere around there.
Yeah, that
Which technically that's a call in.
it was. It was like 50-50.
It was just retarded, is what that
It was sweet.
Well, guys, that's an episode. That is our first hunt update for elk season. Feel free to reach out with any questions we're full of words of encouragement. We want everybody to have success. We want to see everybody have a great time. We're rooting for you, Thomas. I know you're listening to this.
Thomas, yeah.
I think you should change your name to Chasing Rosies instead of Chasing Roosevelts.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw that out there.
Yep.
Yeah. What else should we tell them?
Dude, I'm thinking. I'm like, the wheels are turning right now. I'm trying to think of something.
You need to be more selfish and quit giving other people opportunities.
Dude, just
Get it done.
needs to get out there and grind.
Get your ass out there and get it done. Quit working. Quit your job tomorrow.
Yeah.
Your wife will understand. Trust me.
Does he get vacation time or do you know?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Dude, he's a cool dude. I like that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Chasing Roosevelts. Go follow him on Instagram.
Good dude.
The guy is so down to earth and just so relatable. And he what I like about him is he struggle buses the whole season, but he never quits.
No, he's got one goal in mind. It's gonna happen eventually.
Eventually, he's gonna
Yeah.
find an elk.
Thomas is gonna be the dude that kills a 350 Rosie. You just
Dude,
wait.
I'd rather see him kill one than me. He's earned it.
Yeah, it'd be sick.
I know what it's like to struggle for year after year. Like I struggled for 6 years before I finally got it done. I
He
get
needs
it.
to just come down here and
I
hunt.
get it.
Come down here and hunt with us. We'll make something happen.
Oh yeah, we'll at least get drunk or something.
If I tag out, dude, come on down. That'd be sweet.
Exactly.
That would be sweet.
So, all right, everybody. Thanks for listening, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.